Made mistakes I had to learn from. Built some bridges, had to burn some. Warning to those who sleep and go wake up and smell the coffee. Next time it's gonna be a stern one. Whoa.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Hawks Talk with myself, Jared Shamil. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. The second half of the NBA season has now begun, and historically the Hawks have been a pretty good second half team, but that is off to a pretty bad start. After their loss last Friday against the Toronto Raptors, the Hawks now have a 750 win, 750 loss record in their last 1,500 games. That spans over 18 seasons. The Hawks have been like this for nearly 2 decades. The Atlanta Hawks are literally the definition of mid. I hate using that term. It's been overused, but that's really the only word to describe this team. It's just mid. Now, a 500 record isn't horrible, but it's not great either. You're not going to contend for a championship being 500. And I guess the Atlanta Hawks front office is just okay with that. They're okay with making the playoffs every year, making the play-in, but that's it. That's as deep as it goes. They may be okay with that, but I don't think the fans are okay with that. The game on Friday was a horrible way to start the second half of the season. The Hawks started off, I think, about 1 for 11 from the field and got down by as much as 16 at one point. Now, the second quarter, they did come back. DeAndre Hunter played great. DeJounte Murray played great. Heck, Bruno Fernando played great. But in typical Hawks fashion, we got the lead later in the game, became complacent, and blew it. What's new? That game told the story of how this season has gone. It was very frustrating to watch. Trae Young, I counted at least 20 assist opportunities for him, and he only finished with 7. His teammates just were not making shots when he passed them the ball. And then down the stretch, Trae stopped being aggressive. He stopped driving. He kind of just sat in the corner for a lot of plays. Now, granted, he did hurt his finger in the game, but still, when you're the star player, you have to take control. You have to keep shooting until your shot falls. He only shot it 13 times. When Saddiq Bey, who was shooting sub 30% from corner 3, which is his favorite shot, when he's taking 2 more shots than Trae, that's not a recipe for success. Now we got to talk about Clint Capella. I've never seen someone at his size miss so many just easy bunnies at the rim. Within the first 2 minutes of the game, I saw Capella grab the offensive rebound, nobody within a foot of him. He throws it off the backboard, and it doesn't even hit the rim. Throws it up on one side, it goes off on the other side. The Raptors get it and run. That happens at least 4 times a game. Now, Capella is leading the league in offensive rebounds, which sounds great, but it isn't, when almost every offensive rebound he gets is off of his own misses. It's getting to the point now where I feel more comfortable when our third-string center, Bruno Fernando, is on the floor than Capella. Bruno shows way more fight and hustle than Clint. He only played 11 minutes compared to Clint's 19, and I'd say he outplayed him. Clint Capella used to be one of the most important players on this team, with his rebounding, his defense, his energy. But all that has gone out the window. Instead of helping this team, he is now hindering this team. If the Hawks don't start winning now, they might just need to throw the season away and tank. Try to go for a top 5 pick if you can. Because this team isn't going anywhere. They need to do something drastic. They missed their chance at the trade deadline. The Hawks may be better off just letting Kobe Buffkin, Seth Lundy, call AJ Griffin back up, and just let them get real NBA minutes instead of trying to contend. Because that's not just going to happen with this team, with this front office. It's just not. We just need to let our young guys grow. Don't make the same mistake that you did with Jalen Johnson, where you just leave him in the G League for a whole year and miss out a year of growth for him. I am begging the Atlanta Hawks to try something different. Give Kobe Buffkin the backup point guard minutes. He's been dominating in the G League. Start when Onyeka Okongwu comes back. Start him over Capella. Maybe Capella coming off the bench will put that fire back in him. Give him that, that competitive energy. And Onyeka, he's just incredible when he's on the floor, especially next to Jalen Johnson. When them two on the floor together, they like elevate each other. So just try something instead of throwing out the exact same product every single night with the exact same game plan, because it's not going to work. It hasn't worked. That's the definition of insanity. Trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. As I was editing this video, news broke out that Trae Young is going to have to go through hand surgery and will miss at least 4 weeks. I guess the Hawks really need to just throw this season away. Just try to tank for a good draft pick. On the bright side, I guess this will give Kobe Buffkin some more minutes, if Quinn Snyder even decides to play him. One day it'll get better, Hawks fans.